In the meantime, we have week 0. Actual football this Saturday. Meaningful football this Saturday, right? We've had preseason in the NFL, but preseason records get thrown out as soon as the preseason's over. We have football that matters, right? Navy at Notre Dame in Dublin, Ireland is going to be the first kickoff we see that matters in college football. It's at 2:30 on Saturday. And it may scream right for right now, that's such a nonsense game. Oh, no. Notre Dame started last season losing to number 2 Ohio State. That kind of fine, right?
Yeah.
Then they lost to Marshall at home in their second game. Not fine. Marcus Freeman did not need that in his first year as Notre Dame head coach. Navy in Dublin is much, much more of a difficult task than Marshall at home. No disrespect to Marshall. Kalen LeBurn, their running back last year, was a really good player. But Navy is a different beast. I played against Navy. Now, for an offensive player, playing against Navy is very similar to playing against every other team that you play against because, right, they have to try to stop you. Playing against Navy's offense, so when your defense is on the field, is bananas. They run the triple option with ready. I mean, you may expect this from midshipmen who are going to go on to defend our country with wild discipline, right? You want to talk about no MAs, that no missed assignments. Everyone's playing to the whistle. Then they're helping you up. They're like the nicest, most rugged people on the planet.
Not a lot of offensive penalties. Not a lot of false starts.
They're all like. At least when I played 10 years ago, they're all like 265 pounds on the offensive line because, right, the 320, 330 pounders have a hard time making all the requirements for the medical or the physical tests they have to do and the miles they have to run and all that stuff. But they dive at your knees, they cut block. It is an unreal execution. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to stop. There's a reason why they run the offense they run. And when you're in Dublin, you're probably, right? You're probably torn a couple castles. You're probably seeing some rolling hills. You're the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in Ireland, which means you're probably a bit of a celebrity. Maybe you're overlooking Navy a bit. I'm just saying that one to start off the season, I'm gonna be tuned in.
Could we think about some pints after the games with your lads? At the local pubs. I'll be at Hibernia watching it just against the spirit of week 0 football.
Just wearing whatever you wear like St. Patty's Day. Everyone breaking out their shirt.
Drinking a Guinness.
Kiss me, I'm Irish. Go nuts. UTEP at Jacksonville State at 5:30. You know what that is. UMass at New Mexico State at 7. You know what that is. Ohio at San Diego State at 7. You know what that is. Hawaii at Vanderbilt. A little bit interesting. Hawaii's a mess. So I'm not going to really – I mean, they don't even have like a stadium right now. That's only a little bit of a joke. But Vanderbilt is an SEC school.
I mean, neither does Vanderbilt technically with the end zone problems that they're having.
They actually should – they should somehow like they should say that it's going to be a trophy rivalry, but the trophy should be incomplete by the end of the game because right now they both have massive amounts of construction happening on their fields, their stadiums. Be like, it's going to be the Stadium Bowl, and then give a half-built stadium to whoever wins.
Or a hard hat.
Or a hard hat, yeah, jackhammer of some kind. Hawaii's a mess, but Vanderbilt is an SEC school. And as we're learning more and more with this expansion stuff, like the perception of your conference does matter. Right? How much, a media rights deal is willing to pay for like the 6th best game that you have in your conference does matter. So if you're right, you're the SEC, it just matters more. I feel like even Vandy has to destroy Hawaii. Even Vandy has to kind of, take this team from the Pacific and just send them back to the Pacific with a big fat L. So, a close game here is a loss for the SEC. San Jose State at number 6 USC, 8 o'clock. You know what that is? That is Caleb Williams' opening statement in the Heisman race. That is him understanding that with whatever it is, 7 games being played, everyone's going to be watching. And if he goes out there and puts a couple highlights together, a couple long touchdown passes, a couple impressive runs, one of those Houdini escapes that he's so known for, if he does a few of those, if he pulls off a few of those, then the Heisman race is going to be paying attention. which means Drake May is if he wants to win the Heisman, and he's one of the betting favorites up there, right? If Drake May wants to win the Heisman, he's going to have to hold serve against South Carolina on Saturday for whatever Caleb does on this Saturday. Right? A week later, Caleb May is going to have to do everything that Caleb did, but against a better opponent significantly in South Carolina.
I just want to go back to the picture you were kind of setting up for that Hawaii-Vanderbilt game.
Mm-hmm.
When you said the SEC's relying on Vanderbilt to win that game, you're relying on the team that finished 2-6 in the conference last year, 5-7.
But it just means
overall.
More. But it just means. And by the way, I would not have said that if Hawaii was presenting anything that is close to serviceable.
Hawaii's not any better. 2-6 in the Mountain West last year, 3-10 overall.
And the record doesn't even show how ugly that is for Hawaii. They're a lot of drama. Like I said, they're playing in a high school stadium, quite literally.
They might as well play that game in the mud pit, in the end zone.
So I say all of that to say, the SEC, if Vanderbilt gets beat by Hawaii, that gives everyone that wants to lower the SEC some kind of ammunition, if you will.
But can you really ever lower the SEC when they still have Alabama, LSU?
Yes, because
Georgia.
Yes, because one of the big knocks on the ACC is that they're top heavy, right? One of the big knocks on the ACC is, okay, Clemson and Florida State, and then who, right? Or Clemson and Virginia Tech, and then who? Like whoever's good that year. It's like, well, wait a second. There's a lot of years where it's Alabama and Georgia, and then who, right? And a lot of years where they have 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, 10 good teams, but a lot of years where they're not as good. And then they're like, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, are they supposed to scare me? Where's Missouri? Mississippi State, right? And they're not all the Georgias and Alabamas and LSUs of the world. LSU has some down years, right? It hasn't been that long since they fired their coach.